Oh man, what up, y'all? I got a I got a story to tell because I'm very traumatized and it's been affecting me for the last I don't even know how many years, like about like 10 years it's been affecting me since a little bit less than 10 years, but let me break it down to you. I'm from the state of Connecticut. My child got kidnapped and the state of Connecticut does not give a fuck. They do not care and they did not do anything. And this is my story and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what happened. So, when I was around 19ish, I met a girl. Um, she was 16. It was my baby mother. Yes, I know that's a weird age difference. I did not know that she was 16 at first until after we slept together. Real shit. And then we formed a relationship and this and that. So yes, I was 19 years old and my girlfriend at the time was 16. That's just what it was. Okay? But let me tell you guys, right? Now, throughout our relationship, it wasn't the best just because we had different goals, different aspirations, quite quite honestly a different way of living. So, and this is nothing against my baby mother because me and her right now we're on straight terms. There's no beef, no nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, this is me telling the truth though and giving my story because what I'm going through is not right and I've been being bullied by my family for 10 years and I refuse to take it anymore. Like so basically we had our differences. And like I said, this is nothing against my baby mother because it wasn't her fault, it's her mother's fault. But my baby mother, the child of my mother, when I got into her life is around the same time that her parent, that her mother got into her life. I mean, her mother's like was in her life and stuff like that, but not really. If that makes sense, like I'll try to break it down a little bit more simple. So my baby mother's a twin, and she lived with her twin sister across the street from her mother, which was staying with another woman. A very odd situation, but even though she was staying across the street, my baby mother, she her mother didn't take care of her. Like she didn't know how to do job applications. She didn't know how to properly wash herself, like all that type of stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nothing that a normal teenager should know. She knew. She knew nothing that a normal teenager should know. Like the things that were taught by our parents, the things that were taught by our guardians, the things that were taught by upper level of guidance, there was no upper level of guidance. And if it was, it's the wrong guidance because it was definitely the wrong guidance. So I'm mentioning all this because it ties into later when I get into court and stuff like that. So basically, our relationship didn't work out because she ain't like our sets. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I don't have the biggest dick in the world. I don't give a fuck. So she didn't like our sets. So it is what it is. She cheated. Okay. Cool. Whatever. Now, the only thing is though, is that people will say, oh, well, how do you know she cheated? That, and that. I'll give you a list. Well, I'll give you an example of one of the reasons how I know, right? Because, well, one, there was emails of her going to someone else, which this stuff is kind of petty, but it ties in. So there's emails of her going to someone else. This is the reason why we broke up. Well, that's kind of like, well, what started it first was the sets. Then kind of like I think you're cheating. But then when she got pregnant, we were going back and forth to my aunt's house because I used to go to my father's house on the weekends and stuff like that. So this is my father's side of the family that my aunt is on. Now, she ties into the story too as well. So the reason why I mentioned her is because we used to go like back and forth to my aunt's house when when my baby mother was pregnant with our child or whatnot. So now, when she was pregnant with our child, like we would go to my aunt's, would visit my aunt, this and that. But we were mainly living at whatchamacallit. Now when I say visiting my aunt, I don't mean living there by any chance. My mind is kind of fucked up. Just work with me, people. I'm sorry. I'm very traumatized. What I'm getting at though is my baby mother, we lived, and first we lived at her mother's house. I might be breaking this down in the wrong order, but I know the last order is correct, but the last one's correct. But we lived at, and let's not say no specific order. We lived at we lived at her house. We lived in our own shit. Well, not like it was a room share, but our own shit. Our own room. But and my grandmother's house. So now my son, by the time we left, so we left the room shared because things weren't like properly working out with the land. No, I'm bugging. Well, things weren't working out with the landlord in general, but I actually got fired from my job at Big Bird's Big Sisters. And the reason why I got fired is because I would not ask people for the email. And it's a long story. That's a whole nother story, but it was a donation center and you have to have a certain amount of people, and I wasn't reaching that certain amount of people if I kept asking for the email. So I didn't ask for the email even though they asked me to, so I got fired. So that's what it is, right? So I could not afford the place, so we left. Now, mind you, I got that job through my aunt, which I'm grateful for, thankful for. You know what I'm saying? Like, thankful for. I actually, every job except for 2 of them, I've got through family. You know what I'm saying? So since the time I was 16, I've been trying to get a job and I was never able to find one. But let me get back to this because that kind of ties into it as well. So now we move into my grandmother's house. Well, no, I'm sorry. After we leave the place that we had, well, the room share that we have, we leave and we go to her mother's house. Now, during this time, this was when my son was about to be born. So I also had a dog, cool dog, friggin' he was a pit bull, but he was a puppy though. Well, he was a nice pit bull, but he was a puppy. So the landlord, where my baby mother's mother was staying, where we were at, she didn't really. She had a chihuahua that was mean as fuck, so she didn't want the dog. Well, my dog over there. So I'm like, all right, because the insurance, whatever. Okay, so we gave her the dog, and then we actually ended up moving to my grandmother's house, which I was so fucking, well, I was happy about because I'm back with my grandmother and stuff, and where I'm originally from. But I was mad as fuck because I'm like, damn, I just gave my dog away. I would have just got the fucking dog. I wish I still had that dog, but he's in a great home now. So other than that, right? So now we're moving in with my grandmother's. So now the reason why I feel like my baby mother was cheating, or I know, but the reason why, well, not the reason why she was cheating, but the reason for my belief of this is because, and mind you, this is not me coming at her, but this is, and I'm sorry, but I have to tell the truth, because for the past 10 years, my family's been lying about me. They've been calling me a junkie. They've been calling me all sorts of fucking crazy things. So I gotta let this story out here. So if it offends anybody, I really apologize, but this is the truth. This is the truth. I'm not lying about any of this. This is the truth. So, and mind you, I'm not coming at my baby mother, and I'm not trash. I don't even know how to fuck you say that word. I'm not coming at no. This is what I'm saying. I was with my baby mother for 3 years. In that 3 years, 3 years, I'm sorry. In that 3 years, I never witnessed her shower more than 30 times. And that's not making fun of her. That's just the truth. That's what it was. That's what it was. Like I said, her mother did not raise her and her sister properly. So she didn't know how to do certain things. Which that's not me making fun of her or nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good thing. That's not me making fun of no one. That's me telling the truth. So what I'm saying is the reason why I believe I was being cheated on is because a person that does not shower at all, not making fun of this person, but a person who does not shower at all, as soon as we have an argument at my grandmother's house, you go to the sink and, excuse my language, you wash your vagina, and then you leave the house. And you come back and basically do the same thing. Come on. And the crazy thing is, too, and throughout this whole time, I'm getting fucking made fun of because of my dick, all this type of shit, which is whatever. I don't care. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't give a fuck. But, you feel me? Like, so that's the truth. That's the truth. You motherfuckers want to know the truth. That's the truth. That's what the truth is. That's some real shit that I'm telling you right now. That's some real shit that I'm telling you right now. And I hope you, and I hope with me saying that, I hope you really listen. I hope my family really listens, because y'all need to know this shit. So, because I'm not right in my fucking head. I'm gone. I'm gone right now. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Out of here on another atmosphere. So let me tell you, right? So now my son is born, and just like, I don't need to get into too many details. I mean, I will in another video if y'all want another video, if you want more details and stuff like that. But we pretty much broke up because of those reasons. Because we kept fighting in our relationship. Like, we kept going back and forth, all types of shit. Like, it was a fucked up relationship. It wasn't a good relationship at all. Like fucking arguing back and forth, like constantly. And the crazy thing is like we're arguing about wild shit. Like just to give you an example, like okay, if you go shopping, right? Let's say you go shopping for your child or this and that. Like this is why I can't stand fighting in no relationship. Like arguments, like any type of fighting, I can't stand in no relationship. Like, it's terrible, man. Like, so it's just not a healthy environment. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I had to let her go. But yo, like, so I think I lost track of exactly where I was. Yeah, I think I lost track of exactly where I was. But, oh, no, I'm sorry. So, with me and her, we would have a lot of, like, stupid arguments. Like our arguments would be like let's say you're going shopping for the food, this and that. And you need, like, basically she would buy, like, popsicles and shit like that for our son, which, don't get me wrong, he likes, of course, I want him to be happy, but we're not gonna survive off of popsicles. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of those popsicles, we might need a package of hot dogs. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of hot dogs. I actually started to like them a little bit, Georgia Hots, but in general, like around that time, like I fucking hate hot dogs. Like I fucking hate them. But I'm just using that as an example because when you're in a position of need, you have to do what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll eat some fucking hot dogs that I believe are nasty to survive, for our child to survive, because we're not going to survive on liquid sugar. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it'll be arguments about that. It'll be arguments about sets. It'll be arguments about fucking, like just applications, like succeeding in life, different things. So basically me and her, we were bumping heads, and it wasn't healthy for my child. So I broke up with her. Now, let me interrupt myself though, because real quick, let me just run down a quick story before that. So, I guess I'm not interrupting myself because it goes along with it. but it's just before what I was gonna say. Listen, so after we broke up, well, you know what? Yeah, this was before that. I'm sorry, because in the midst of the story that I'm telling you right now, during this time of my son being born, when I don't know how many months he was, maybe like 2 or 3. It's however old you are when you, like, I know everyone's different, but when you get your, like, first tooth type of shit. So she actually took my child from me for a month, right? So I go to court, and she took him from me because I forgot why. I believe because we broke up or something. It was always some stupid shit because we broke up or something like that, which you should never do to a child because that fucks with the child. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think about the child. Like, you really have to do. So I go to court, but then in that month, me and her, we got back together. So I dropped, like, the court stuff because I was like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to be involved in no court anyways. Me and her are together, da-da-da, this and that, right? So now we get back together. Things was straight for a little while. Like, it wasn't all bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it like that. Like, I'm just telling you what my experience is and what happened. So things were going straight for, it was okay. But, like, when I got fired is when shit really started to hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, then we had to move, like I said, and all that type of stuff. But anyways, to get back to the thing with my grandmother's, right? So when we were at my grandmother's, she would do that, so I kicked her out. So now this is when shit gets real. This is the part of the story where my whole fucking life gets flipped upside down and the state of Connecticut does not give a fuck. So let me tell you. Now, I'm trying to keep myself together. So 2 weeks goes by. I don't know where my fucking baby mother is. I don't know where the fuck she is. Not that I care where she is, but I'm looking for my child. You know what I'm saying? She's with my child, so I'm looking for the both of them. Well, really her, but no, not her, I'm sorry. Really him, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck? Where the fuck is he at? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So I go through a list of my family members on my mother's side. They don't fucking know. Of course they don't know. I'm not coming at them, but they don't know. They have no knowledge. They're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It's my son, my business. Not saying it's my business, all of our business, if that makes sense. But you get what I'm saying? Like, they would have no knowledge of where my son is at. So they don't know. So now, my father's side, on the other hand, check this shit out. Now, me and my aunt had the same birthday, right? Too long of a story, but my aunt, me and her, we had the same birthday. We were close, very close, very close. I used to go to my father's house on the weekends, right? And when I'm at my father's house on the weekends, I used to go to her house a lot. Most of the time, actually, and it was great spending time with her. It was great spending time with her at those times until I found out that she's very conniving and a phony person and not a real person at all. So I mentioned that. It's kind of scattered, but just peep what I'm saying. I mentioned that for a reason, because she wrote a letter against me in court. So it ties into it in a second. So I'm looking for my child. I don't know where the fuck he is. I go through all her family, all of my father's side family, because, mind you, I used to go to my father's side a lot because we was cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was copacetic at the time. So I find out he's in Kansas. I'm like, how the fuck? Because my baby mother has a sister in Kansas. So I'm like, all right. So now I go to court, I fill out all the proper paperwork you're supposed to fill out, right? So I do all the paperwork, I do everything. Now, they demand her to come back so we could figure this out, so we could figure out, like, how we're going to go about all this. Now, my aunt, during this process, she writes a letter about me. How, I don't even know exactly what the letter fully said, because I've never seen it. And I would like to see it, because I'd like to see exactly what the fuck it says. But let me just tell you this. Basically, it was saying that, excuse me, which is another thing. There's evidence against me, right? But I can't even see the evidence in the state of Connecticut, right? So that's one fuck thing right there. But anyways, so she writes a letter against me because I lost my job, this and that, and she thinks that I'm not responsible and this and that. Now, the truth is, the person, my aunt, who wrote this is a very phony, conniving person, and the reason why, some of the only reasons why she went on my baby mother's side is, one, because my baby mother is black. That's very racist, right? And two, because she's a female. One, the color of your skin should not fucking matter in any circumstance. Two, I don't give a fuck if you have a dick, if you have a pussy. We all bleed the same, and we're all fucking equal. Read the Bible. But let me get back to this. So now she comes back for court, and during this time, because I'm not going to leave no shit out, and if I do leave a couple things out, I apologize because I forgot. And who I'm apologizing to is not to you motherfuckers who I'm talking about. I'm apologizing to whoever sees this with me not adding certain things because I forgot. So just get that shit straight. So this shit is fucking crazy. But the reason why I say that is because I'm about to mention some of the things that I've done. So you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not an angel either. But I didn't do anything to deserve my child to get kidnapped or to get, you know what I'm saying, to be across state lines and all the way in Kansas. You know what I mean? Like, it's some fucking wild shit. So during the time that he was in Kansas and I was waiting for the process or whatnot, I started tweaking. I lost my mind. Real shit, I lost my mind. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm 21 years old. My brain is starting to get fully developed. On top of that, I got fucking learning disability. So I'm trying. Real shit. I'm trying. Like, and I'm not even just trying. I'm making shit work. Kinda because, well, what I mean by making shit work is I mean, man, listen, before any of this happened, before I met my baby mother, right, I did phlebotomy. When I say I did phlebotomy, I don't mean I worked as a phlebotomist. I mean I got certified. I didn't get licensed, no. I didn't go for the state test. But I got certified in phlebotomy in hopes of having a job in that. I volunteered in Yale for months in hopes to get a job in that. I've done a lot of things despite of my learning disability. You get what I'm saying? Real shit. Like I almost conquered it, but not so much, but not really, because this whole thing that happened with my child getting kidnapped, fucked me up. But okay, so let me tell you, right? Now, like I said, I'm not an angel. So during this time that she was in Kansas, I used to sell. I used to sell weed. And mind you, this was 10 years ago, well over 10 years ago. Because this was when I was, thank God, thank you, God. So, 21, right? I was 21. We're going through all this. I'm 22, right? 22. And what are we in? Because my son was born in, well, actually, I'm not even going to release that. I'm not even going to give all that out. But long story short, it's been over 10 years. And if you look up the law, the statute of limitations, I could talk about all of this. So anyone who tries to use it against me can personally go fuck themselves. And their mother. So, about 10 years ago, I used to sell weed and stuff like that. Now, I lost a lot of my morals during this time. So I started tweaking, you know what I'm saying? I started drinking a lot, started smoking. Now, this is in that month period. Well, I actually didn't start smoking because I've been smoking, but I started like drinking and stuff like that during this month, right? So I was moving sloppy, and I got caught moving sloppy. Well, one, I actually got pulled over 7 times in 1 month. That's because the police thought that I had a warrant, but I did not have a warrant. So it was an old warrant from something else that I don't even have to get into, but I will. But it was like a traffic stop type of thing. It wasn't no like criminal type of shit. It was like because I either didn't have a license or I got a ticket that I didn't pay. So that's where the warrant stemmed from. But what I'm getting at though is that so I kept getting arrested, and like within that time period of me going back and forth to court. And the fucking crazy thing is actually it was actually kind of crazy because one of the times that we went to court, I literally got arrested the night before that. And I'm talking to the fucking guy, and he's like, "You just got arrested last night." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, but I'm fucking here, right? I'm here. This is about my child, this and that." Now, don't get me wrong, a parent getting arrested has to do with the child as well because it's a reflection of that. So I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. And I was wrong for those things that I did. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not an angel, but 10 years ago, I have to sell weed because there's no other route for me right now. And actually, when I got caught with crack. And that was, it wasn't a lot. It was like 5 bags or something like that. So they gave me a program. I did my program. I did everything that I had to do so I could legally talk about this because I already went through all this process. So anything that I'm saying right now, well, 1, the police already know. And 2, if you're my family and you don't know, and now you know, and you're trying to use it against me, you can't legally. So too fucking bad. So now we're going back and forth to court, this and that. And one of the things that came up was my name isn't on the birth certificate. So now a lot of people would say, "Oh, why isn't your name on the birth certificate?" I give you the reason why. Because the reason why I didn't sign the birth certificate is because of child support. And I know that sounds petty, like, "Oh, why wouldn't you want to support your child?" It's not that. It's that, check this out. If I'm already supporting my child, like I said, I was living with my child every day, despite what any liars say. I'm living with my child every day, right? Whether or not me and her break up, right? I'm not giving you fucking money. Not to go get your nails done, not to go get seafood, not to go get fucked while you're eating after you eat barbecue wings. Like, I'm not, none of that shit. I'm not paying for your hotel, none of that. Like, you got me fucked up, like real shit. So if I pay for my child, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. So that's the reason why I didn't, because a portion of that also goes to the state of Connecticut, which the state of Connecticut don't deserve none of that shit. But let me get back to this, right? Because this shit ties into a lot of shit. So now, like I said, we're going back and forth to court. They bring up, "Why isn't your name on the birth certificate?" So I tell them why. So boom, as soon as I say that, first thing, child support, boom, put me on that shit. Okay, go fuck yourself, right? All right, whatever. So now I'm on that. But now, let me tell you. They give us a schedule. And the schedule is that she could go back to Kansas and live Oh, wait. Let me just. I'll tell you the schedule in 1 second. But there's petty things I can mention, right? Like my baby mother, she had I think alcohol. It fell out of the baby's bag in front of the babysitter, and all that type of thing. All them type of things, but during the court process, like I said, that's a petty example. But during the court process, I didn't mention any of this. Even though I was getting thrown on the bus left and right, I didn't mention any of this. And the reason why I didn't mention any of that, even though it might have worked in my favor, is because this is the state of Connecticut, right? And it's a women's state. So if it didn't work out in my favor, right, it would have backfired on the both of us. And our fucking child would have been in custody, would have been in fucking DCF or some shit. Because, one, they don't feel that I'm suitable because of all these fucking lies that are being told. And two, if I expose you and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, it's going to be a sad day for the both of us. Not just me, it's going to be a sad day for the both of us. Because, I got pictures right now I could show. You know what? I am gonna show. Fuck all that shit because I deserve my shit. Let me tell you, man. But yeah. So let me give y'all a breakdown of the schedule while I try to find these pictures and stuff like that. But just imagine what the state of Connecticut did. Mind you, this is at the time, like a 2 or 3 year old child. And you let him go to Kansas, right? I think it's 1,600 miles or 16,000 miles away to a person who is not fully developed in their fucking head. Like, what the fuck? Like to a person who wasn't raised properly, to a person who doesn't even know how to write their name on an application. Like, it's crazy. And they looked at me bugged out because I didn't have a job at the time and my baby mother did, which is good for her. And I'm not downplaying anyone having a job. I want everyone to get money. But you have to realize, though, that she only got this job because of her family. You feel me? Because of family ties and shit like that. So it's like, come on, bro. Let's get real. But yeah, so what our schedule was, I'll look for it in a second. I'll try to look for it. Drop the list of me doing this. But yeah, so our schedule was now, mind you, they're allowing her to go back to Kansas. So what our schedule is she goes back to Kansas and I have him. It wasn't every holiday, I don't believe. I have to look at the schedule, but I'm just summarizing it. When you guys hear it, you'll be like, oh, okay. You'll be like, what the fuck? But let me tell you, right? So she'd have him in Kansas. I would have almost every holiday, let's say almost every holiday. I don't know about his birthday and stuff like that. I'm not sure. Like I said, I can't fully remember. But so I have him every holiday for 2 days. For only 2 days. And I would have to travel. Well, we would both have to travel to Arkin, Ohio. That's 6 to 7 hours away for only 2 days on every holiday to go see him, right? And then I would have him a week and a half in the summertime. And I was supposedly allowed to go down there. I'll say supposedly to tell you why in a second. I'll tell you why in a second. But I was supposedly allowed to go down there as long as it's 24-hour notice, right? So now, I told the court that the schedule is not going to work, right? Because me and her, we couldn't develop a schedule of our own. So the court made that schedule for us. Now, I told the court that even though it's the last resort, this schedule is not gonna work. I'll abide by the schedule. I'll do the schedule, but she's not gonna do the schedule. Da 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 this and that. So now they're like, oh yes, she has to comply. If she doesn't, it's against the law. Da da da. This and that. All this fucking bullshit, right? So exactly what I told them was gonna happen is exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So my baby mother's in Kansas now, and I'm losing my fucking mind. Well, during this time, they were there for about like 2 months. So I'm sorry, I skipped out a part. So the time that they came back and we were going through the process of the court, I had my son on the weekends throughout this process. So now the messed up thing is though is also during this process I was homeless, and I was homeless because I put my dick into black women. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And another thing is probably because of my actions during that time. Like I said, I'm not an angel, but if you're this is nothing against my uncle, and I do love my uncle, and I know we're not on the best terms right now, but like, and I'm not talking bad about you, but like I look up to you, like I really look up to you, and it's fucked up because if you don't get me wrong, like you could tell a person like here and there, oh, like don't do this, don't do that, what's wrong with you, or this and that, but that doesn't really work, man. You gotta be there for that person. Like you gotta like sit them down, have a convo with them, like express to them, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. That's a whole nother trauma that I got going on with my uncle. So I'm not even gonna get into that. But I do love my uncle and all that shit. But yeah, like that shit's crazy. It's just but yeah. Fucking so anyways, we're going back and forth. This and that. So now I was homeless during the time of this, and the only reason why I mentioned my uncle is because that was supposed to be a place where I was guaranteed a spot to live, but that's not how that worked out. But you know what I'm saying? Life happens, things happen. It is what it is. So, and that's a whole another story. Now, so while I'm homeless, probably like that last month of me being, cause at first I wasn't, so I was seeing my child like on the weekends and stuff, but then when I wasn't having like a home, like a roof over my head, I wasn't seeing my child. And the messed up thing is it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because like when I think back at it, it's like I should have maybe tried a little bit harder during those weekends to see him, but at the same time, there's literally nothing that I could do. I'm trying. I was trying to get a job. I'm trying to survive. Like if I grab him on the weekend, there's nowhere that we could go. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my baby mother, we don't live in a safe neighborhood. Like there's not really too much that we could do. Like especially with me being homeless, like yeah, we could go to the park, but that's all we could do. We could do this, which in hindsight, that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean it like that or anything like that. But I just mean what I'm getting at though is like it's very traumatizing too, because I was trying to slowly ease him out of like getting used to me. And I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is like if if you see your kid constantly and then that just disrupt and you disrupt that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you disturb that whole shit. Like it's not good for that kid at all. That's like just to give an example. Like let's say a person is a drug addict, right? Like you and they're trying to get themselves off of drugs, right? You slowly go down in doses. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm comparing it to. Even though that's a crazy comparison, but that's what I'm comparing it to. Like because even though, don't get me wrong, even though I wanted to see my child and all that type of stuff, like on the weekends and all that thing, like it was kind of a blessing in disguise for him, I feel like, or maybe for the both of us, but I don't know. But for him, because it's it's still traumatizing for him, but it's a little, it's kind of a little bit less. It's still very traumatizing, but if I could take a little bit of that trauma and toss it out the window, I'm gonna fucking do that. Real shit. Because you have to think about this. You can't just, you can't go from seeing a person every day, right, to just snatching them away, and you see them 4 times a year and it's your father and you grew up with them since you were 3. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that to a child. Well, they did, but you can't do that to a child fucking fucking the kid's head up. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, so even though I was homeless and I was seeing him less, it was it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because I feel like it was still hard for him to make that transition, but it would have been even harder if I was around more, if that makes sense. And mind you, when I say around more, the only fucking time that I was never like around like that is that month. That 1 month of me being like homeless and fucked up. Like, so now I don't know if I seen him before he went to Kansas, like right before that. I can't remember that, to be honest, because my mind is really fucked up with all this. It really got my shit all fucked up with this. So and I'm so glad I'm making this video, man, cause I need a vent. It's been 10 years, over 10 years, little less than 10 years that this situation has been going on. But man, it's just so traumatizing, and it hurts, and I'm being bullied by my family, and I really need to express myself on how I feel. So I'm so glad that I could express myself right now. It makes me feel better. So just to get this stuff off of my chest, because I've actually got a therapist for all this stuff, but you know what he does when I tell stories? He goes like this. He makes sure that I can't see his facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be getting judged by no. I mean, everyone's gonna judge you, I guess, but not no professional that your job is supposed to be an outside looker and all that type of shit. I tell you some wild shit, you look at me crazy, man. Fuck yourself. But anyways, now I tell the court. Now, mind you, now my son is in Kansas. I tell the court, like how I told you, that she's not gonna abide by the schedule, and she does not abide by the fucking schedule at all. It's like we never existed. Like I never existed, which I don't give a fuck about her. But I mean my child. It's like I never existed to my child. Like it's fucking, like it's really bonkers, right? So now I'm going back and forth to court. Now the court, I'm telling them, oh, she's not answering. She's not abiding by the schedule. So they're like, oh, fill out this paperwork, do this paperwork, do that. So I do that. Nothing happens. She don't come. They don't care. I go and I do a welfare check, right? That's when you have to have the whatchamacallit. You have the police go and check on your child or whoever the welfare check is for. So now I had to. I don't know where the fuck my kid is. My child is missing. My child is missing. I'm 20. At the time, I'm 22 years old or 23 years old. I have a 2 or 3 year old that's in a whole nother state, and I don't know where the fuck he is. His mother's not answering me. Nothing like that. So my child is missing to me. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's safe. He's with a woman He's with not even a woman. He's with a female who hasn't fully developed in her mind to be a woman yet. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a shit show. It's a fucking shit show, man. It's fucked up. But so it's not answering that and that. Now, during the process of all this going on, I'm doing crazy. Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, during this process, I still have nowhere to go now, right? Now I'm homeless. My child is missing. I don't know where the fuck he is. And I'm on the verge of losing my fucking insanity. So I'm out this shit tweaking, losing my fucking marbles, losing my mind. I'm gone. I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. But still, I'm following everything step by step by the law, how you're supposed to when you're in that type of situation of this custody battle, right? So I'm doing everything by the books, though. Even though my mind is fucked and all this crazy shit's going on, like I'm doing everything by the books, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I crash out, it's just gonna be worse. It's not gonna be good for no one, you know what I'm saying? Especially my child. And at the end of the day, this is who it falls back on. It's the child, you know what I'm saying? It's not about our feelings. It's about the fucking kid, yo. So, anyways, now the time goes by where like I said, a part of the schedule was well, actually no, this wasn't in the schedule, but he came back up here, I believe, twice. It could have been more times because they fucking all my family lies to me, but he came back here twice, and that is, I forgot the exact dates, not that they matter, but one of them was for his cousin that passed away. Rest in peace. And the other time I believe was for a wedding. So one of the times that he was here, we were all excited, of course, most naturally. We brought him to my grandmother, which was staying at my uncle's house where I was supposed to be living and stuff like that, which kind of hurt every time I go over there. But so we go there. Bang. I don't know if it's true, but supposedly my child told my grandmother that my baby mother's new husband hits him with a belt. By the way, there's a rumor circulating around that my baby mother only married this dude for the money, some Nigerian dude or African dude, some shit like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just throwing that out there to give the details of this story. So now, my grandmother said that the dude that my son my grandmother said that my child said that dude, my baby mother's new husband, hits him with a belt. So now, like I said, I don't know if that's true, and I did not overreact. Of course a person wants to overreact because it's their child. So don't get me wrong when it comes to that. But I didn't overreact because I didn't want this situation to happen that happened, right? So this is exactly what I did not want to happen, but it happened. So check this out. So my aunt, the one that went against me, mind you, we don't talk anymore, this and that. But my baby mother doesn't like to talk to me directly. Now, I'm not saying now, I'm talking about then. So she didn't want to have direct contact with me, so we used to have to talk through my aunt. It was fucking retarded. So when I find out that my son was possibly hit by this dude, I messaged my aunt. Now, when I contacted my aunt, I can't remember my exact words, but I know that I worded it a certain way so no one could get offended. Which I shouldn't have to worry about no one getting offended or feeling any fucking type of way, to be honest. But this is a part of where I'm talking about the bullying comes in. But anyways, let me get to this, right? So I say to my aunt in the most polite manner possible. I think I said it like this. I said, hey, Aunt Teresa, I don't know if this is true or not. Supposedly, my baby mother's husband hits him with a belt. That's what he told my grandmother. Like I said, this is exactly how I'm speaking to her. I forgot if it was on the phone or on a voicemail or through text message. But I said, just like this, I'm like, I don't know if it's true. I have no idea if it's true. What do you think I should do to go about this situation? Because you're my family. You know what I'm saying? You're my real blood. Even though we have our differences right now, you're my family, you're my real blood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking you a serious question because this is a genuine concern. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going so hard for my child. So I assume you care about my child. You know what I'm saying? So if you care about someone, that person should, like, you probably care if they're being abused, right? You know what I'm saying? So I tell her this, like I said to her, the most friendly, even though I didn't have to, even though I didn't even have to fucking go through her, I said it to her the most possible, friendliest way I can, just to have her advice or to see, like, how I should go about it so no stupid shit happens. Because, one, I don't want him getting hit more if he is getting hit, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't even want to think about that shit. But anyways, now, I just fucked my head up for a second. But so now what I'm about to say is fucked up. So I tell my aunt all this. She does not respond to me at all. Tells my baby mother, during this time of my homelessness, I moved to Florida to better my life, right? I moved to Florida to better my life, and I started working with my cousin, and I started working, well, first I worked at like a restaurant type of thing, and then I started working with my cousin and stuff like that. So I'm trying to better my life from down in Florida. I remember exactly where I was. I'm in Walmart. I remember exactly what aisle I'm in. I'm in Walmart. I'm talking on the phone with her, and it's been a minute since we talked. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I found out that she was coming down. I seen my child. He went back, right? And then everything went back to the same how it was. Like, where, like, she's not responding anymore and, like, all that type of shit. So it just kept repeating this process. So don't get confused. It just kept repeating itself, right? So now, sorry, I had to look at this time thing. So now, I'm very aggravated, and I speak to her in a mean tone. I don't speak friendly to her when we're on the phone. She said, she calls up, and I forgot her exact words, but she basically came at me for what I said to my aunt, or for what my grandmother said. Now, mind you, like I said it in the most proper, polite way possible so this situation wouldn't happen. So now she's going on about whatever, about that, like about, oh, I'm sorry, she didn't talk to me because of what I said to my aunt. So now she finally comes in contact with me after me messaging her for a minute, this and that. I got pictures of that too. I gotta find these shits. I'll show them to you. But so, throughout all this, right? And now, I'm on the phone with her. And like I said, I have an attitude because I'm not going for this shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been trying to better my life. I'm bettering my life now. Like the fuck, my nigga. Stop talking about me. Everyone stop talking about me. This and that. Because throughout this whole process, I got people talking about me, calling me a junkie, all this crazy shit just because I'm homeless, my nigga. That don't got nothing to do with fucking drugs. I ain't not no real drugs. I smoke weed. But anyways, fucking people are crazy. But, yeah, man. Now, I'm on the phone with her, and I say to her, I was like, after she got done this and that, I was like, well, where have you been? I was like, where the fuck have you been? Because I've been trying to call you for 3 months now. She said, I have allergies, right? I swear on my mother's grave, she says, I have allergies, right? And hangs up the phone. That's the reason why she didn't talk to me in 3 months, because she had allergies. Boom, quits the phone, doesn't fucking talk to me at all, right? Then I get to the point where I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my fucking mind, right? Now, I moved back to Connecticut from Florida because when I moved down there, my grandmother also moved with us and stuff. So I still had the chance to live down in Florida, but well, one, I had to bring my grandmother back up here, so I had to like go on the train with her and stuff. Now I still had the opportunity to live in Florida, but I sacrificed that and I became homeless again just because no one knows when they're gonna pass away. But I don't want my grandmother to pass away in a different state that I'm in. So especially if I'm not in the best position, so I want to make sure that I'm like at least in the same state. You know what I'm saying? Like at least that. So I sacrificed to be homeless again. But actually it wasn't so bad because like right after that I ended up moving in with my cousin. See, now this is where shit gets crazy because I mean it is what it is. It's just the truth. But she plays both sides. But it is what it is. I mean, I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful for that. That's where I live right now. It's with her. So I'm thankful for that. But I do have to express myself because this is a true fucking story and all of this shit is real. So she as I'm staying with my cousin, I'm going through like different jobs and stuff like that. And I'm kind of skipping out of a few parts, I believe, but I can't really fully remember if that makes sense because I'm very traumatized from this situation. But when I say I'm skipping out parts, I mean just like different details of like just different shit. Like for instance, like what I mean by that is like during the time of this, like when I came back from Florida, I yo, like let me tell you something. And during the whole process of all of this shit going on, I was fucking getting arrested left and right. Cause let me tell you, I tried to turn myself in for a warrant for driving without a license, and that. During the time of by the way, I was homeless during the time of COVID as well. But so during the time of COVID, I couldn't turn myself in. So the court tells me to pay a fine and write a letter to the judge, this and that, because I told them that I'm trying to turn myself in so I can move to Florida and start my life over, right? So now they say, oh, you can't turn yourself in, but you can mail in everything else. So I go, okay, I mail in everything else. And they go, oh, you should be fine. Write a letter to the judge, and that. I do exactly what they fucking told me, which, mind you, they said you should be fine, so I guess that's my fault. Like I said, I take accountability and I take responsibility. I'm just letting you know what's going on. So, like I said, maybe it was my fault as well. But now I try to turn myself in, try to do all that shit. Excuse me, I come back from Florida. I'm working, I get pulled over. Excuse me. I find out I have a warrant. I'm like, fuck. And it's from what they're talking about. So I thought it was cleared and it wasn't cleared. So I get arrested. But I get arrested with, I mentioned this for a reason. I get arrested with a flare gun and mace. Yeah, flare gun and mace. Now, mind you, in the state of Connecticut, none of those things are illegal. They're not illegal at all depending on what you use them for, right? So in my case, the reason why I had a flare gun is because of, well, one, around that time, there's a whole shitload of fucking bears coming around. Crazy. Believe it or not, yes, bears. Bears in Connecticut. Fucking, there was bears around. There was all types of wild shit going on, but point blank period, I needed this shit because I used to be in the woods hiking. I used to be around animals, all that type of shit. And these fucking deer, bear, whatever they are, you're not finna get me, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons. Well, those are the reasons like why I had this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not that it matters or anything like that. Because like I said, it's legal. But I'm just breaking something down for you, right? So I get arrested. They impound my car because it wasn't legit, and that. I get out. I go to court for all this. The state of Connecticut threw everything out because they were fucking wrong. Because they were wrong in the whole situation. Which I could have sued, but I didn't. And they didn't do fucking nothing, right? So, because they didn't give me no charges, no nothing like that, right? So I go, I pick up my car. I have my flare gun and my mace still in there. Meaning I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And this is a state trooper, Connecticut state trooper. Everyone in the world knows that state troopers do not play no fucking games. You know what I'm saying? They're not about to, they don't give you no leeway. You can't catch a break. You can't catch a break. They're not going to give you a break. Like, that's not how they do business. It is what it is, though. That's their job, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Now, I'm driving, and I'm going, I forgot where I was going. I was in a different car, though, because I switched cars a lot and shit like that. But, I was in a different car at the time after this, right? But I still have the flare gun, and I still had the mace on me, right? Now, I get pulled over, but I get pulled over for misuse of plate, which that's my own fault. You know what I'm saying? My eyesight isn't the best, so I can't really get my license. Like, I can't redo and get my license because I'm not going to pass the test because I can't see it. But I still have to drive, and I still have to make money and support myself. You know what I'm saying? Because anyway, so I'm working, I'm driving, this and that. And at the time, I was, I forgot, I think it was either DoorDash or Home Depot, one of them shits, but, no, DoorDash. But, yeah, so I get pulled over with the fucking, with the flare gun again. But mind you, when I got pulled over, I told him the same thing as state trooper. I said, I get pulled over. I said, oh, when I got pulled over, I said, oh, sir, I have a flare gun right here and my mace right here, just so you know, this and that. So it was a rookie. He started tweaking, started going back and forth, putting his fucking palm prints on the back of my shit, on the back of my car and shit, doing all this crazy fucking shit. Gets me out the car, arrests me, puts me in the fucking newspaper. But that's how the story ties into this shit, though, because when you put my shit in the newspaper, then my baby mother and all them see, and then more fucking rumors start to circulate and all this type of fucking crazy shit. But fuck all that. But that's what I meant by, like, skipping out certain details, because I can't fully remember all of them. It'll probably come to me after I make this video, after this video is done too. So I might make it part 2, I don't know, in case I really forgot anything that needed to be said. But yeah, so now, you know, like, when you have a funny feeling, right? Like I don't know if it's energy. Actually, you want to hear some crazy shit? Let me show you guys something, right? Sorry, I'm trying to do this the right way. So when you go like that, you could kind of, yeah, there you go. You could feel your energy. You feel me? So I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I felt my son's energy. Like I knew he was in Connecticut on the low. Like I knew he was here, but I didn't know. Like, I had a weird feeling. Like, and the crazy thing is literally, if you walk up the street, if you leave my house, if you walk out where we used to live, if you walk out of my house and you take a right, you go to the traffic light, you take a left, and you go down 2 blocks. That's where my fucking child lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, he don't live there. He was staying there at the time, but basically, that's where he was staying, and he's been back in Connecticut for, I don't even know how long, because everyone fucking lies to me and no one tells me the truth, and everyone in my family on my father's side keeps talking behind my back and keeps talking behind my back, and I'm fucking sick of that shit. So this is another reason why I'm making it, to clear the air, because you're supporting a fucking evil person. Real shit. Y'all are supporting evil, dead ass, and I'm a vessel of God, so fucking tell you. But yeah, now my child has been in Connecticut now for probably like 3 years. But I didn't know. My cousin told me. But like I said, it's straddling the fence because she's on both sides. So it's like, I can't, it's a difficult situation. But like, yo, like I find out that my son is here. So I go to court, right? And this is honestly why I really had to make this video, because y'all are not about to believe what the fuck I'm gonna tell you. I swear on my mother's grave, I swear on my mother's grave, I'm not lying about any of this. I go to the court because I find out that my child has been living back in Connecticut for about 2 years, 3 years now with him. Mind you, I have not seen my child or heard from my child since we got off the phone at Walmart. So it's been 3 years. 3 years straight of messaging, all that type of shit. So I tell the court, mind you, when I'm at the court and like you talk to the mediator or whatnot, right? Everything that I told this woman, every fucking thing that I told this woman, like all the, oh, she hasn't answered this and that, like basically the stuff that like I've been telling you guys, but a more updated version, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, but I have my screenshots of everything I just said about her denying me my access to my rights, her denying me this, denying me that, all this type of stuff, right? So now, it's not like I said, oh, I have screenshots on my phone, let me show you, and I like put it in her face or anything like that. No, not at all. I said, miss, I have supporting details of everything that I just told you right here in this file. So now I opened up whatever I had, and I have, I don't know, probably like, let's say like 4 pieces of paper, all with screenshots of messages, this and that. So it's printed out. You get what I'm saying? It's printed out. It's not like you have to, I don't know their policies, but it's not like you were going to say, oh, I can't touch this phone because of our laws, this and that. No, everything is printed out for you to see. This lady at the court, I wish I knew your fucking name, and the reason why I wish I knew your name is so I could make another video on you about how this really affected me long term. That's why. So, this lady says to me, oh, what's that? I said, oh, miss, it's, like when I pulled out like the folder with everything in it that I just told her that I was going to show her. She said, oh, what's that? So I said to her, in the most polite way, I said, oh, it's everything that I just said. It's all right here. This and that. She goes, oh, well, that means I have to read? I said, yeah. She says to me, well, I don't feel like reading today. When she said that, and I got to stand up. When she said that, it was like I was lost in a spiral. Like in a spiral. Like I could not believe that was just said to me. Like, I really can't believe that was just said to me. Like, what do you mean you don't feel like reading today? That's your job. That's your job. So everything that I just said, all my supported details and all that type of shit, it meant fucking nothing to her. Nothing. It meant nothing to them. It meant nothing. For 3 years, for 3 years worth of paperwork, I broke down in like 4 pieces of paper for you to see. Everything that I'm saying is correct. You know what I'm saying? And the fucked up thing is, man, if it was the other way around and I did what my baby mother did, nigga, I'd be in jail. I'd be fucking locked up. That shit is crazy. Like you can't kidnap no one's fucking kid and do that to them. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right now. That's the reason why I made this video, because it's gonna happen again. She's gonna do the shit again. My child, she's gonna kidnap my child again. I already know that shit's gonna fucking happen. So that's why I'm making this video, because there's no consequences for it. There's no consequences for it. She thinks she did nothing wrong, so it's gonna fucking happen again. And my family, they keep fucking talking shit about me. So let me tell you something. I need to address some shit. I need to fully fucking address this, right? 1, go fuck yourselves. 2, I'm at my breaking point where nothing's about to matter. I'm at my breaking point. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting everyone know right now. Because this shit's not right. I get talked about every day. And I know this, I've seen it. There's group messages about me between my family. There's fucking, bro, like I don't even want to get into this shit. And the fucked up thing is too, is now our schedule, I mean, I don't even know our schedule how it is right now, to be honest. But that's just because me and my baby mother, like, we don't really go by the schedule. Like, if that makes sense. Like, and I say we because myself as well, because we don't really give a fuck about the schedule. Now. Not then. Now. Because I'm not a greedy person. Just like when my son was born. Right? When my son was born, everyone, like my aunts and stuff, like, they were holding him, which they're supposed to, good, right? And I let everyone do that kind of, well, I mean, I held my son too, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I let them do that a little bit more during the time of when he was being born, like when we were in the hospital, because I know that at nighttime, it's me and my baby mother with my child. You know what I'm saying? So some sharing, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, at the end of the day, it all depends on the child. So, you know what? This is a message that I do have to say to my family, right? The reason why I allow my child to go to all these family events with you fucking phony ass motherfuckers is because my child loves his cousins, right? And he loves his aunt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to you. Yeah, he loves his aunt, right? And he loves his cousins, and he loves going there. You know what I'm saying? So now, if I have my child on, mind you, this has happened. This has been happening. And I know for a fact that I have some of these holidays, but I'm not looking at the schedule right now because it is what it is, and it falls back on the kid. But I'm just saying I'm allowing this to happen, right? So because I don't even know if I'm allowing this to happen because the court don't give a fuck anyways. But what I'm getting at though is I'm okay with, okay, it's Thanksgiving. You know what? Me, right? I'm dolo. I don't have no one but my son and my grandmother, right? And my grandmother's dolo. She don't got no one. No one visits her no more. I know fucking holidays. No shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're dolo out this shit. We are a fucking lone. We're alone. Last holiday, we both spent that shit alone. We didn't even go to each other. We both spent that shit alone. We're all fucked up in the head. We're all traumatized from this situation. Real shit. We're all fucked up. Real shit. But what I'm getting at though is I'm sacrificing my sanity for my son's sanity. You get what I'm saying? Because even if on the court paper, right? On the court, this is what I'm getting at. On the court paper, if it says I have my child on Thanksgiving, on this, on that, right? Now, okay, don't get me wrong. I want to spend these holidays with my child, right? But I'm dolo. I'm alone, right? And I'm not a cocksucker. So I realize that, you know what? I'm alone. Even though it's a good bonding experience and stuff like that, I do know that it's not healthy to not be around your family. And I know this firsthand because I'm alone. I'm fucking dolo. Real shit. I know that firsthand. So I want my child to have good experiences. You know what I'm saying? Despite how I feel. I don't fuck with none of y'all. I fucking hate y'all. I don't fuck with none of you motherfuckers. But my child, if it's going to make my child happy to be around you phony fucks, then okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I'm okay with that. But this is what I'm letting you guys know. Like God don't like ugly. Real shit. God don't like ugly. And I pray every day. I tell you, man. This shit. I'm about to go smoke. I'm about to end this shit. I tell you, man. Oh. And another reason why I'm letting this video out is because my life is so fucking crazy right now. I don't know where this shit is going. So, people need to hear my story. Real shit. People need to hear my story. And My son got kidnapped, man. And I'm not right. I'm not right. I am not right. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Real shit. I'm not okay at all. My head is fucked. My head is fucked up. I'm not good at all. I got mental health issues now. Real shit. Like I'm all fucked up in my head, bro. So, yeah, man. This is just a video of me expressing myself and telling my story. Because I needed to tell my story. My story needed to be heard. You know why? Because everyone else has a platform where they could tell their story, which is good, and I'm not saying all of that. But I need this too. You know what I'm saying? I need this too because I was always too scared and too afraid to tell my story. But I'm not anymore. Now I have to tell my story. Now I have to. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through too much. I've been through too much. And you motherfuckers couldn't survive in my shoes. I swear to God. I swear to God, you couldn't survive in my shoes. The nights that I had. But man, y'all have a good one. I just had to express that. So yeah, that's the story of my son getting kidnapped and how the state of Connecticut didn't do anything and they don't give a fuck. But y'all have a good one, man.